That sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of That Sounds Fun. Annie and Eddie keep talking. I'm your host, Annie F. Downs, and I am so happy to be here with you today. Listen, Eddie and I love talking. We love recording it, and here's another one for you. Eddie Kaufholz is back. We talked about me going to a Yankees game. We talked about Eddie's blue truck. We talked about a sleep study I didn't know he was doing. It's a big day, you guys. It's a big episode. I hope you're ready. We've got some great questions for you at the end. And we also have some note-taking pages for you for this episode over in our TSF Seasons Guidebook. So you can find that on page 59. And our summer guidebook pages just released. We're officially kicking off summer on the podcast on Monday. So if you haven't downloaded the guidebook yet, go purchase one now. It's the perfect time. You can find that at anniefdowns.com/seasons. And with that, let's keep talking with my pal and yours, Eddie Kaufholz. June, Edward, we've made it half of 2025.
Boy, when you said that, I was fully expecting you to say 2020, and I don't know why. It's just some sort of like weird, like 2025. But anyhow, happy June.
Happy June. Okay, speaking of 2020, I just want to say to you, people stop me so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, top three things people talk to me about are you and our like conversations in 2020 and how much they meant to people. Yes. And how, I mean, people say a lot to me. I think my guess is they probably do to you too. They say a lot to me. You and Eddie got me through the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so I want to be, yes.
I mean, I say yeah, but like with a ton of like humility behind it. It's insane.
Totally. So I want to be gushy for a minute and just say to you, like, you said yes to me on a day when I was really afraid of the world. And I was locked in my house a week before everyone else in 2020. And I was so scared. And I thought, what will make me not scared? I think it would make me not scared to talk to Eddie every day. And
just chit chat.
Yeah. And that's what we did. And it has been such a gift that other people feel like we helped them survive a thing that was actually you helping me survive a thing.
Well, thank you. But also it was all of us helping each other, like weirdly not knowing, like, how do we exist now? What's it look like?
Yeah.
Nobody was like, Zoom wasn't ubiquitous. Like, how do we, all your interviews were in person. Like it was all just like, how do we?
We were so bougie about it too. We were like, sorry, if you're not in Nashville, it's probably not a go for me.
I know.
And now it's like, where are you? We can probably make it work.
Yeah.
But also, to be fair to us as podcasters, most people that did interviews back then that were guests did not have proper equipment.
Oh, no.
And so when you did virtual, it was like, this is going to be a bad con.
You were like sending out Yeti mics to people and stuff. And now you're like, you were like shipping them. But also, I think I'm always surprised by like, I mean, the medium of podcasting is still so deeply powerful that I'm surprised, because I would have said, like our last episode, which was great. I mean, I love talking to you, right? But it was just like us chatting in my house.
Yeah.
But like people there were like things, like somebody said something about how you talked about not having your cell phone with you.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh, that's right. That's the power of this thing. And
that's right.
And it's not a thing that is particularly special at all about you and I. It's just if we were listening, come on. If I was listening to everybody's conversation, we would all be pulling stuff. But like, so the privilege of being able to be like, sure, we'll be the ones that record it and distribute it.
Yeah.
It's
no different than most conversations friends would have over a meal. Yeah.
This is right. This is why we all like in search, or we're like searching for community and people, or not searching for it, or should be, or because that's me. I'm like, I'm good being solo. And I'm like, no, it's always better with someone else.
Yes. Thank you for letting us record at your house last month. That was fun.
Oh, I loved it.
Will you talk about the blue truck? Tell everybody. I mean, like we didn't even cover it last month. We just jumped right in, but you have the blue truck of your dreams.
I do have the blue truck of my dreams. So yes, we did not talk about it. It's actually on my list of things that we didn't talk about. Like we have a lot of loose ends from old shows. Oh,
great. Okay, let's tie up the blue truck and then you can continue on our loose ends.
So blue truck. So it starts with Brienne, as all good things do, because
agreed.
For years wanted a truck. And I've wanted a truck not because they're cool, though I think they are. Yes. But like I do a lot of like housework stuff.
Yes.
Anyhow, you have little kids. It's not always practical to have a truck because I didn't want like a big one with a cab and a whole thing.
With like a
which
second
is
row
fun.
for the girls and booster seats and that kind of stuff.
Right. And like it was like 2 months ago, and Brianne was just like, we should get rid of the Fit and you should go truck shopping and get the truck. And so 1972 Ford F-250. Everybody was over at the house, and somebody said, "Can we take a truck ride?" Which made me deeply happy.
Yes.
And then what made me even happier is I didn't even think about it. I thought we were going to do like a everybody goes around the block once or something.
Oh, you thought we were going to rotate in. You didn't think we were all going to pile in the bed of the truck.
Trunk. And that was the best. And you were in the bed. Everybody was in the bed of the truck.
And your friend Chris and Lucy just riding around in the back of the truck very safely. We were just in a neighborhood. We just did a lap around the neighborhood. We were not on a main road. But I mean, just sitting back there talking to Lucy, she pointed out her elementary school.
Yeah.
I mean, it just was.
It was sweet.
It was so sweet.
Love the truck. It is super fun.
How much do you use it in your real life?
Every day. I mean,
it's your day truck. I mean, it's your day car.
Oh, it's the driver. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We do not have the other car. We did end up selling it, despite your good idea that maybe, and it was also Lucy's strong idea that maybe we should just hold on to it. There was no math that made that work. No, both keeping it insured and all of that kind of stuff. We're like, we'll figure out something else.
Yeah, but I don't ever think about stuff like that. I think about with cars. I'm kind of a dodo bird with cars. I've just never really been into them. Yeah. And so when I say, keep a car, I'm just thinking you're lining them up like toy cars. Yeah. I'm not considering that you're paying insurance. It is an
insurance problem. We could not, but it was a good idea. But it is my daily driver. So, and it is super fun. I love it.
Really fun.
And I'm learning about car stuff.
It looks great. It's awesome.
I have to replace a fuel filter today. Do you know where a fuel filter is?
I know where to put fuel in. So what are you going to do? Tell me the process of how you're going to make sure you do this right. Did you already order a fuel filter from AutoZone?
Well, here's problem one. Who knows? No, I haven't ordered a fuel filter because one, it's a truck that's been around since 1972. Is it the original fuel filter? Could I Google 1972 F-250 fuel filter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Has it ever been replaced? I don't know.
Who can know?
Moreover, I don't know where it is. So I will start on YouTube and I will type in 1972. I've learned everything from YouTube. I've learned how to edit and record and produce podcasts from YouTube. I have learned so much junk. I will Google 1972 F-250 fuel filter. I will watch some guy, probably Canadian, and for no reason. Canadians usually make a lot of these videos.
Sure, great.
I will watch him climb under a truck and do it. And then I will climb under the truck and try to do it.
Okay.
And then I will pull out the fuel filter and I'll go, okay, it's a part number, whatever. And then I'll search and hopefully it's in the local Napa. But sometimes because it's so old, you got to buy it online. So there's a lot of...
How do you know you have to replace your fuel filter? Did you get an alert?
Nope. Great. An alert from what? It has no computer. It's a great question. There is nothing... It would allow itself to explode.
I didn't think there was an indicator, so I was curious how you were indicated.
Annie, there isn't even the fuel. The most of the gauges in the dashboard don't even work. Only speed works, and it's about 5 miles per hour fast.
Okay.
So I don't know how much fuel I have. I just have to pay attention. So there is no indicator.
Mr. F. Downs, my father would. He used to have an old 1940 Ford, and so he has driven cars that do not have a fuel gauge, but I can't fathom. I'd fill up every day, Eddie. I would fill up every day.
Did your dad have a Model A?
I don't know. I can ask him.
Was it a car?
Let me text him right now. Yeah, it was a car.
Did it have a rumble seat? So the little thing that folds open, the seat that folds open?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had a 1930 Model A Ford.
1940.
40. Okay. Yeah. Then there might be other options, but I grew up. My dad had a 1930 Model A in the garage, all grown up. And when Bree and I got married, we both sat in the rumble seat in the back. So it's like a seat that opens up in the back. It's like an outdoor seat.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what we drove away from our wedding in.
Cute.
It ruled. It was an old.
So if you're driving your truck every day and there is no gas gauge, and then I'm going to have you explain again how you're going to figure how you know that it needs a fuel filter.
Yeah.
How do you just stop and fill it up when you're like, it feels like we're low?
Yeah. This is just way too much minutia, but if I've learned anything from this show is that I can't get too minutia.
No, you can't. For me personally, I don't care about, I do care about our listeners. I don't care. For me personally, give me the detail to the detail to the detail.
So there's two ways I know to fill it up. One is just my anxiety begins to run rampant and it's something I can do. Okay, I may have filled it up yesterday. What's adding another 2 gallons? It is better than Zoloft in that moment.
Yep.
Yeah. And so sometimes I just do it. Yeah, cheaper. The second thing, the other way I know, is that, so I'm sitting in the bench, the seat.
Okay.
Behind my seat, before the window, inside the cab of the truck, is the fuel tank. So when I'm driving, I can hear the fuel gushing back and forth. When I can really start to hear it, I need to fill it up. And then the third way is that they have cheaper fuel on the military base where we have access to because Lucy goes to swim. And so every week when I take her to swim, I fill up there.
Brilliant.
So that is how I know to fill up the fuel.
Okay.
And how I know to change the fuel filter is I looked up the service, like what you need to do for this truck on the internet with the Chat GPT. And I said, I need you to do deep research on everything that should happen with this truck. And I'm at this mileage, and I need you to create an Excel spreadsheet for me. And so now every couple of days, I put in my mileage, and right now everything is green. But I will know because everything will turn oil change will turn red, and then that means I have to figure it out. So I just put in my mileage, and I used modern technology to help me with an old truck problem because I don't know enough about cars to just vibe it out. Like I need clear parameters.
Someone does, but no one does. I have 2 responses to you. Number 1, one's a car, one's a Chat GPT. Car response. Yeah. There is a Delta pilot that I like to watch on Instagram because he talks, he's just very into details. And so it's very relaxing to go like, oh, look how they walk around the plane and look at all the things they do and how this is their job is to get us safely from here to there. He also restores cars. And I've never been into cars, but watching him do this kind of research on restoring cars is so cool. I will link to him in the show notes. I can't remember his name off the top. I think it's Scott, but I can't remember his handle off the top of my head.
I'm not a huge car guy, but I like this. I like tinkering.
He's a tinkerer. That's right. He just restores them from chassis to all the way, I guess.
And nobody even knows what a chassis is.
No, who could?
That's not a thing that we know.
Not a thing we can know. Chat GPT. Yeah. Sharon McMahon said yesterday that the only thing Chat GPT can't figure out is how to show you a face of a clock with the correct time. Have you heard this? If you ask Chat GPT to show me a clock face that says 10 a.m., it can't do it. She said on her story, she said there's an entire team of people right now at Chat GPT and their sole focus is teaching Chat GPT how to do the face of a clock. It's wild.
That's how far we've come and how far we have to go with it.
That's right. Then it can tell you how to handle your car in Virginia, your truck in Virginia, but it cannot tell you what a clock looks like at 10 a.m.
Oh, Annie, it can write like me. Like if I have a big slew of like marketing kind of things for Pillar and I need it to be like, write a paragraph for me in my voice, like responding to this harsh email. Like I will use it for harsh emails sometimes. Like,
how do you get harsh emails?
It happens. It can write in my voice. Like it can do a better job at me than me. Yeah. Like it's nuts. But then the face of the clock thing is the other like, but it's still just a machine that cannot figure itself out.
Cannot.
That's cool.
That's cool, nuts. Right? I know. I thought you would enjoy that. I love riding in your truck. I'm so glad we got to do it.
I loved having you.
And me and Lucy just back there talking about what we'd buy at Sephora. Just living up what we would buy at the different stores if we had gift cards.
Why would you not?
It was a
Why would you not? And in the front seat, what you did not see is that Emily was up there, and because it's called a 4 on the floor. The stick shift is real long. So it attaches to the floor. It's not like a little one that's like in the middle.
Yep.
So I'm holding the middle of the stick shift, like the metal part, and she has her hand like a foot above my hand, but holding onto the actual stick. And I'm like teaching, like, okay, now we're in first. And you're feeling it. Yeah. That's a thing that I have to dial back on because I'm realizing some people don't want to be taught. But I just assume like, we're in the car. You want to learn how to drive a stick shift, but maybe not. But Eve can almost can fully shift without me saying anything. She hears the motor. she watches me push the clutch and she'll shift. And I'm like, all right, come on, that's cool. All right.
Your kids
truck
are brilliant.
Talk.
Great.
Here's another thing. I am weird because this is going to point back to me, but we did pose a couple months ago, what is this group called that listens to the show? Yeah. And overwhelmingly people were like, oh, buddies.
Of
and
course.
I'm like, oh.
We're so dumb. We are not dumb. We're very smart. I thought the same thing. Whenever I started saying buddies, I was like, oh, this has been sorted for years.
Yeah.
Buddies.
And buddies, right? Like it just makes sense.
Clearly.
But it's also a thing I say in normal life.
Also true. Yes.
90% of the time when I hang up from a meeting, I'm like, all right, buddies.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
That's
Bye,
right.
buddies. I mean,
but when we have someday this is not in the plans, everybody, but it's just in our dreams. Yeah. Someday when we have a gathering, buddies, it'll be a buddies gathering.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you for noting that. Yeah. Tie up these loose ends. Keep going. Tie the strings.
Last month on the show, sorry, I have no sense of time. I am so tired.
Why?
I did a sleep study last night.
Pause everything. Burying the lead. You did a sleep study last night?
Let me write down.
Holy
TV show.
Bananas.
Okay. So
did you have to go somewhere and they put on the thing and... Oh, sorry. You go.
No, you're asking all the right questions. Here's another minutia story. And I am so tired that I need you to dial me back if you got to cut me off because I'm watching my whole life on TV right now and I'm not quite sure what's in front of a podcast. Perfect.
Okay.
I have been at a lock-in. I am too tired to exist.
I'm lock-in tired. Got it. Okay. Carry on.
Yet I happen to be on a podcast with thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, good.
Just a perfect day to be in front of an arena of people.
That's exactly right.
Is totally exhausted. Okay. So started this health journey, whatever. It's been a year plus in the process. Yeah. I have 6 doctor's appointments this month. There's just everything.
Wow.
Whole thing. One of them has been I don't sleep well. Part of the not sleeping well is health and got to get serious about health and all this kind of stuff. Part of it is I got recommended to do a sleep study. So I do sleep study 1, which was an at-home thing where basically they send you home with an Apple Watchy looking thing. And there's a couple wires and then you connect the wires one to your chest, whatever, you sleep, you send it in. They're great, you have sleep apnea. Great, that makes sense. But then you have to go back, which is what I did last night. And you do a second one. And I'm telling you, Annie, it was a private room, but it was definitely just a hospital room. A hospital room that they tried to make look like a hotel-ish.
Okay, hotel.
But when there's still a red pull string by the toilet in case you die on the toilet and you need help. You're right. You're going to not, maybe I could have just said have a stroke on it.
No, you could say it. I don't plan to die that way, but if I was going to, I would want a red string to pull.
Who does? Who? Elvis? Mama Cass, maybe? I don't know if those are rumors or if they were ever true, but.
I don't know either. Okay.
Anyhow, so I'm in this place and then she's okay, you ready? We're going to hook you up.
Give me a time. What time are you doing this? 8, 10?
I am showing up at 7. They begin the process of forms and how do you feel and what's your average, surveys and stuff that you got to do. You get comfortable, but you still know a person's coming back in. So you're not comfortable. You're just kind of all right, well, I took my shoes off and I brushed my teeth.
Yeah.
So then you're down on this bed and then they start to wire you up and it's electrodes, not electrodes, but little patches, measuring brain waves all over my head.
Wow.
Each one is stuck on both of my legs to see if I have restless leg, to measure leg movement.
Okay.
Straps around my chest to see my upper and lower to see both where I'm breathing from and the cadence of my breathing.
Fantastic.
There was just stuff everywhere and it's plugged into no less than 100 different wires. And then they put the face mask on. So it's this and all night.
Your nose and your mouth.
Nose and mouth. Because they're
I've heard.
It is a CPAP.
Got it.
But it's a CPAP that's also hooked up to their computers because they're measuring okay, if we turn the CPAP up, does it affect his sleeping? So, but then the weird thing is then they leave the room. There's a camera in the room, so they're watching you. Yeah.
Ew.
I know. The whole thing is the whole thing is happening and then they're I did. I brought a outdoor pajamas.
Yeah. Public jammies.
Right, a t-shirt that was I could wear and like gym shorts that weren't too ratty.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not going to be in full skivvies for this lady.
Yeah.
Okay. So then they calibrate you. This is when it gets weird.
This is when it gets weird?
Well, but it's when but so they're like, all right, close your eyes and move your eyes up and down 5 times. So what they're doing is they're measuring the brain waves that are fired when you're moving your eyes, clenching your jaw. She says, okay, pretend to snore. Do you know how you snore?
No.
Do you mouth breathe?
I've never heard a recording of myself. I don't know.
I haven't either. So I'm like, okay, I bet it's like mouth breathy. But then you're also like, you immediately in your head just hear old Disney cartoons where it's like,
yeah.
Like that kind of thing. And like the beard goes up.
I bet she would have loved if you whistled at the end of your pretend snore.
You're like, how do I snore? So you do a couple snore sounds because there's a microphone on you that's recording. Oh my gosh. And then they say, all right, feel free to fall asleep now. And you're like, oh, okay.
Is there white noise? Do you get to have any machines? Because I listen to Lectio 365 as I fall asleep. So I listen to like a little Devo. Do you get to do any of that?
You could turn on anything you want. And I turned on, I think, some music or some podcast or something. Okay. So yes, I had noise. So you were allowed to like watch TV, whatever. They're like, but
just fall asleep.
Just fall asleep. But then you'd wake up but you can't turn over. And I'm kind of like a side tummy sleeper. None of that. Because I'm like,
oh, right. You're too
I'm like hooked up.
In. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was like, it was like Minority Report. I'm just like in this thing. And so then I would wake up every 45 minutes and just be like, because there's air pushed on me. There's a mask over me.
Every 45 minutes.
Yeah. And so that was the night. So I woke up and then finally at 5 o'clock, I'm like, I bet I slept enough. And I turned on the lamp and she comes right in. And then, so now it's 5 o'clock. She's like disconnecting me from stuff. And she just tells me all about it. She is the night person. So her shift is us.
Got it.
And then she just starts gabbing it up because this is the end of her shift. And she's talking about she's going on a trip to Bahamas with her daughter. She's just an extrovert. And it's like 5 a.m. I've barely slept. And she's just like ripping like arm hair and chest hair off with every single one of these things. You're like, oh my God. So here I am today. I will probably get a CPAP machine. I would imagine that just seems like
Did she give you any feedback in the moment? Was she like, yep, I can see why you're here?
She walks in the door and the first words out of her mouth were like, okay, so results from the doctor will come in 2 to 3 weeks. Like she knows everybody wants to know that.
Yeah, that's
and she knows that her function is to make sure everything is being recorded. I am 100% sure, just like every lab tech in the world can look at an x-ray and go, yeah, it's broken. But they're not allowed to say anything until the doctor says the exact same thing they just said. So she did not say anything. I have no idea.
When I had my ultrasound on my belly 2 years ago, when I had that huge cyst out, the sweet girl doing the ultrasound was a tech or something, right?
Yeah.
And so she's like talking me through the organ she's seeing. And then she's like, okay. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I know. It
like
looked
a
like
single tear rolls down her cheek.
Yeah, it looked like the Star Lord Darth Vader ship coming across. Yeah, I know.
Right.
She was like,
the
here's your right ovary.
Yeah.
Here's your this. Here's your, where's your left? Okay, I don't see your lip. Okay, hold on just a second. I was like, bless her heart. I know that she is. They know when they see stuff. So your sleep person knew.
No, she knows. She's 100% knows.
Yeah.
But
does it feel encouraging to like have the test done to be like, okay, now we get the information? Like, do you feel better than you did yesterday in that way?
I have, in a way, that's a good question. I have made a promise to myself that I am going to pursue. I'm never going to be that difficult adult that's like, my kids aren't going to have to beg me to go get my hearing checked for 10 years. I'm going to be the first in the door. So like this was a thing that I was like, the doctor mentioned it and I could have easily blown it off, but I was like, nope, you are great. I'll make a sleep test. Like I have to have, I mean, this is personal, but we should all do it. Like I'm 45 and they're like, you got to do a colonoscopy.
Same.
I'm like,
I've got my first one this summer, 45. Also, my grandfather died of colon cancer. So my gosh, my Mr. F Downs, all of us, that is a part of our lives.
Right. And mine's elective. If they didn't even say I have to, I just want to.
My Enneagram 7, Eddie, you just chose to. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, I just want you to know as a joke because I don't need the joke to land with you, but I need it to not be taken as serious.
Yeah, you need to not get emails at Eddie at Annie F. Downs about it.
Yeah, no, I'm 45. I said they had to. Anyhow, keep going.
Yes. Well, 45, we have to. Oh, my Enneagram 7 personality loves to not think about things that are hard. My best example is my bank account. I know how much I can spend. I do not want to track. I'm not great with budgets. I have a lot of people that watch my money with me, so I can't do anything stupid. But I don't enjoy it. It always is like, ugh. No, and I could feel that way about medical things, except I want to live to be 100. And so I'm like, you just can't. Right. You just can't ignore stuff.
Yeah. Yes. And if I even don't live to be 100, I just don't like at some point we're all going to tap out, and it's probably, so it could be surprising, and I'm not trying to cheat death and who knows, but like there's a lot I can control.
Yes.
That I have a responsibility both to myself, but also to like my friends and to Brienne and even Lucy to try and to do my best to hang out as long as possible. That's so what, am I not going to go to the dermatologist?
Right.
Like my dad had skin cancer. Yeah. He's fine. But like, once a year, you got to go, and it's a weird, uncomfortable thing. Colonoscopy, so preventable, yet so weird.
Yeah,
right.
So weird.
Nobody wants this.
Someone else has to drive you. That is the part that always blows my mind. Is it kind of takes you out for the day?
Oh yeah, they like put
and that's
you,
not even the worst.
You under. No, the worst part you're under for. But there's just no excuse for. I feel like for me, some people, I don't. I'm not putting it on other people, but for me, I'm like. There's no excuse, at least not to try to prevent the things I can
You
prevent,
casually left out the importance of you sticking around for Waffles. Waffles coffee.
Well, who saved who there? Right? She's sticking around for me. My best friend. She's in this room right now.
I think, well, I do want to tell everybody out loud that I was at your house for a total of 6 hours, probably across 2 days.
Right.
Never saw Waffles. No proof that she exists.
Does
you knew
not
exactly
care about
where
you.
she was. I never knew where she was.
I know where she's at right now. I can see her. She's right there underneath the bed. She does not, I mean, she loves Brienne.
Yeah.
Primarily. And then she loves me when Brianna's gone secondarily.
Yes.
And the rest of the time, the kids may or may not get a visit, but she has generally sorted herself out into, I like these two folks.
Yes.
And I like them the most if they're downstairs watching Netflix before bed and the kids are asleep. I'll do a walk by scratch. That's all I need. But no, she has no desire to see it.
I cannot wait to record a podcast with her in heaven. That is that has become a top 5, genuinely a top 5. The idea that we walk into the studio having no idea, this is a throwback to a couple of months ago if people didn't hear this, but we talked about if animals could talk in heaven. And I bet it's my new Roman Empire, thinking about what will happen the moment we put a microphone in front of Waffles.
Yeah. I mean, she won't care about you. She won't have read your books.
But
she won't be interested in doing the podcast, and she'll generally leave you hanging.
Will she have words? I think so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but she doesn't care.
That sounds fun.
Okay, now back to our conversation with Eddie.
That sounds fun.
Hey, I've got an important thing on my list that we have to get to today. I'm going to my first Yankees game tonight.
Hello.
That's
a thrill. Who are they playing? Are you in New York?
Cleveland. I am in New York. They're playing the Cleveland
Guardians.
Yes. I knew it was not the name I grew up with. Cleveland Guardians.
That is a thrill. How you feeling about it?
They're about equal on wins and losses right now, which is kind of exciting because it means it'll be a good game versus one of them blowing out the other. I'm going with friends I really like being with. I did not buy a shirt. Let me tell you the drama of trying to buy a shirt. Minutia.com. Get ready. Yeah. I looked at, I just thought, do I need a Yankee shirt? Like, am I going that hard tonight? And it's 75 degrees in the sunlight. Yeah. So in the dark, that's going to not be short sleeve shirt weather. That's going to be light, breezy, long sleeve weather. Well, I certainly don't need a long sleeve Yankee shirt. And so I ended up not buying one, Eddie. I couldn't find one on Amazon I liked. I couldn't find one in a store. I'm just going to wear a white, light sweater and blue jeans.
I have a question, though.
Sure.
About that. Like, that you would even wear a Yankees thing. Like,
well, I am a New Yorker in a way. But I did have someone else. I don't think it was you. I did have someone else follow up and make sure I was not leaving the Braves. And I was like, this must be a bigger deal than I thought. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Your face.
I
Yeah.
think it's confusing because let me put it in your parlance.
Okay.
For me, when I hear that, you are going to a Florida Gator game and tossing on a Gator shirt.
You know, like, that is a very interesting comparison.
And you'd die before you did that. If
would.
you went to a Florida game, if you were, right?
In a
even
world
if we
where I got invited to, even if Tim Tebow said, come sit in the box with me, I would wear navy.
And they're not playing Georgia.
No.
Okay, so you would?
I'd wear navy. That's not even Florida's blue.
But they might, I hear what you're saying. I will tell you, I own a single thing in my life that is red, and it is this water bottle. And I only bought it because the only other option was like this drab gray.
Yeah.
But I don't wear red clothing.
I know. The world needs to understand how serious we take Georgia, Florida, because there is not a single book cover in my repertoire, in my library, that has orange and blue on it, except for Where Did TJ Go? Every other book, I made a hot stand on like, hey, I don't use orange and blue.
And nobody's coming at you with Gator stuff for Where Did TJ Go?
Yes, that's right. You feel better about me just wearing a white sweater to the Yankees game. That's fine, right?
Yeah, it's very hard because like I'm pretty ride or die on a single team.
So would you wear a Washington jersey or a Washington shirt to a Yankees Cleveland game?
I would not. I would wear a completely neutral non-team thing.
Okay, great.
That has a pink polo shirt and a pair of shorts that has I'm fine with them thinking I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Great.
But I would do nothing that shows any affiliation. If I'm going to another team's place, I don't want to disrespect by, like if they're playing the Nationals, I'll wear Nationals. But if it's like I'm going to a Pittsburgh Pirates game, Pirates, I forget who. Neither one of them are the Nationals. I won't do it.
Yeah.
The only I can see having another team that's sort of like your sub team, but I think they have to be completely separated both in league and in distance. So my other team that I love following is the Seattle Mariners.
Right.
Not a big threat for the Nationals, right? I would love to love the Mets, but they can't. They're too much of a threat.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Or not the Nationals, the Mets. Did I say the Mets?
You said the Mets. You said I'd love to love the Mets.
Okay, Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my whole life on TV. I'm not sure what I'm saying. But you wearing a Yankees shirt is just hard for me to internalize.
I'm really glad I didn't do it. I'm so glad
you can do whatever you want. It's just Florida, Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Done. I am definitely planning on eating a hot dog. Is that okay?
Great.
I can partake of everything.
I told you this. I buy a baseball.
Yeah. Would you like me to buy you a baseball? Do you have a Yankees one?
I love that you offered. I could never have it unless I go.
Got it. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yes, you partake and do the whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what to do, but I don't need to tell you. But where are your seats?
Thank you for asking. We bought seats and so this is not like any kind of, I don't know anybody at the Yankees yet. This is purely a purchase ticket. So I'm looking it up right now on Ticketmaster so I can give you the whole answer. Section 425, row 8, seat 23.
Okay. So way up
400. I mean, it was not cheap, Eddie. I mean, they were like, even those were, I think they were like $50. I mean, they were not
Yankees
playing
are
around.
Super popular in a very crowded city.
Like on a Wednesday night though, bro. I was
on a Wednesday night.
Because to me, growing up going to the Braves, it was kind of like, even the Braves, when they're very good, you still can get in on a Wednesday night, easy-ish, but the Yankees are different.
For the Nationals, if there's a giveaway that's like the first 20,000 fans, you can still get the giveaway in the middle of the second inning if you're that late.
Yeah.
Like no problem.
Yeah, not the Yankees tonight, though. Do you know, is there a food or drink I need to for sure participate in at the Yankee Stadium that I don't know about? I've not Googled this. I didn't know if you knew.
I have heard that, so stadiums are doing a couple things lately. All of them have like signature foods that are like, they try to make news with.
Yeah.
That people get excited about.
Right.
One of them, I think the Yankees, and this is, I'm coming in cold, so Google me wrong. But they have, it's like a flan, I think, in a hat.
A flan in a hat? And a baseball
like in
cap.
one of the little plastic hats instead
yeah.
of ice cream.
Gross.
But I don't know what the Yankees food is. But it's my pad thai theory. Like I would default to the same foods at ballparks so that I can A/B them against each other.
Got it. So I just need to get a dog for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your litmus, I would get a hot dog. Yeah.
Man, if there are Coke Ice, I don't know how to explain the joy in my spirit. If there's going to be a Coke Icy and I'm with my friends at this game and I'm watching the Yankees in person for the first time, that's going to be extraordinary levels of joy.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any indication or intel that they have a Coke Icy?
No, I just have hope. Does that count?
Oh, okay. Just hoping they have a Coke Icy, a very specific regional drink.
Oh, is it? Is that a Southern drink?
I think so. I don't see ices up here. I barely see Slurpees.
Wow. Okay. Okay. This is fascinating to me because I would have put a Coke Icy in a sports category versus a region category. Like I don't expect to get a Coke Icy at a Falcons game, but I do expect to get a Coke Icy at a Braves game.
I expect to get it only at a Circle K. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Or at 7-Eleven. Yeah. All of them, really. Yeah.
No, because the 7-Eleven's a Slurpee, and you and I have gone over this.
Sorry. We have gone over this. I will.
Coke Ices are like fluffier.
Yes. Tonight at the Yankees game, I just need a frozen Coke. I don't care if it is icy Slurpee. I would like a Coke and ice mixture. Do you think I have a higher shot if I'm also available to Slurpees? Like I am.
I think you have zero shot at Slurpees because that is a 7-Eleven specific brand. Which means you're hoping for a 7-Eleven inside of Yankee Stadium.
There is a 7-Eleven inside of the Geodis Park where Nashville Soccer plays.
Wow.
Then
I have
but that is just in Nashville. That does not mean it'll happen anywhere else.
There's a Shake Shack in the National Stadium. That's always an exciting one.
I do like their burgers.
Oh, yeah, Shake Shack is
the
great.
Downside is, I'm a GF queen. I'm trying to be gluten-free as much as possible because it makes me feel so much better. And hot dogs gluten-free you're just missing the steamy bun. And I love a steamy bun.
Yeah, again, they're not popping out the gluten-free ones as quick.
I may just have to have a stomach ache and just be a little bit distended for the next 12 to 24.
You could also go couple of bites and then ditch the bun.
You're right. This is kind of you. It's kind of you to do what I need people to do all the time and remind me I don't have to either crush the entire thing or not eat it all. Thank you for reminding me that there is moderation available to me because my brain, that is a chip that was not put in my brain ever, by God.
And agree with you in my own world. So I totally get it. Moderation is not a thing.
Not a thing to me.
Yeah, I told you to do a thing I'd never do. If I was like, I can't have it, I'd still crush that hot dog and probably be like, what I shouldn't have is 3. But okay, I'm going to.
But every third inning, what else can I do? Also, the joy of this is I get to get on a subway by my house and it drops me off at the stadium.
That's cool. That's very cool.
I love New York for stuff like that. Everything is just fun. Sit down on this subway. And I'm meeting some friends at 71st and Central Park West. We'll get on the C at 72nd and ride up for 15 minutes and get off. And there it is. And then when we're done, guess what? Get back on. I bet we'll wait, but we'll get back on. And we'll ride back
but it's
home.
Going to be great because they're made for this. They do this all the time.
An early June baseball game, just get in my life. Put it straight in my veins.
With friends and it's loud and the whole thing. And there's...
I'm going to get weird. I'm going to send you pictures, probably video. Who can know?
Send it all.
Yeah,
so 2 things with Yankee Stadium. So I've heard that walking around the stadium... I do this with every new stadium is I try to walk... At least almost all
lap
of them.
The concourse.
Right.
Got it.
So lap the concourse.
Okay.
But that also, they do a lot of fun stuff during the game. So not to miss too much. So lap the concourse before the game starts.
Yes.
But then there's a lot of there's, every team has their traditions. We talked about Fenway. They do they sing and do a whole thing.
So our goal is my friends and I are meeting up with other friends from 5 to 6. Game is at 7:05. And we're going to get on the train at 6. So hopefully we're to the stadium by 6:30. So we have that I
would imagine.
I'm like, as soon as you open the gates, I could possibly be there because I've paid for this entire experience. I'm the same way at a Broadway show. I'm like, doors open at 6:30, shows at 7. I'll see you at 6:35. I'm going to sit in my seat with joy.
Who's singing the Star Spangled Banner? That's fun.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You're not seeing that if you're showing up at 7.
That's right. And
Maybe
maybe
there's
the
a
only Yankees
flyover?
game I ever get to go to. I don't know. I don't have any proof.
Yeah.
I don't know the
Totally.
future. I don't know what did I say in my senior year quote? I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. So
Oof.
yeah, she was so Christian.
Queen Victoria.
She was so Christian.
She was
She
so
is still
Christian.
so Christian, but 17-year-old Annie
I know.
was so Christian. She wanted her
I know.
classmates to see her have a Jesus quote so that they would get saved. It was very sweet.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, I was like, here's what'll do it. Not my life.
When are you going to go to a Mets game?
Maybe later this summer. I don't know. I don't vibe with the Mets quite as much as I vibe with the Yankees. I know. I'm sorry for you to hear that from me.
It is hard.
I know. It's the colors.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's the orange and blue. I get it. I get it.
I'm so sorry. It genuinely is the colors.
I hear what you're saying. I would not. I don't buy one of the Nationals colors is red.
Yeah, you don't do it.
I don't buy red stuff. All the jerseys, everything I have is blue.
I get you.
White if I have to, but it's just I get it.
That sounds fun.
And now back to finish up our conversation with Eddie.
That sounds fun.
I want you to tell me, but people are going to hear this right after Father's Day. Tell me what dads really want for Father's Day. What do y'all actually want?
I cannot speak for all of us.
Yes, you can.
But I will, because I think some dads
Speak for
would
all
say
of you.
like, I want solo time. I just want to go do my hobby, whatever. They just want to go disappear on their boat all day or
Right.
stereotypical dad things. I think some people, there's like a little love languagey, right? Some people love the gift or they've been excited and they want the new Garmin thing or whatever.
Right.
I think generally, I mean, for me, I just like, I really just always appreciate time with each kid,
Yeah.
whatever that time looks like.
Yeah.
Like dog park with Eve and playing Fortnite with Lucy, like whatever. It doesn't have to be epic.
Do you know what's awesome about your girls is you and Bree have done such a great job raising them that they love being with you too.
That is,
It's true. I watched
sweet
it with my actual eyes.
Yeah, that is, yeah, we do like each other and I do feel lucky about that.
It's really cool.
So I don't know. I don't know. Cause I feel like I am very lucky in that I know I'm valued as a parent.
Yes.
Like I've been told that this week very specifically by Brienne and have seen it reflected in the relationship with Eve and Lucy.
Yeah.
Like I don't need a day where we got to roll out the red carpet because I already know, like, I already feel that value from the people who I value the most speaking into that.
Yeah.
But I will say, Bree has an exceptional way of knowing me. And so for Father's Day this year, we're all getting in a car and going up to Pittsburgh and I get to see a Pirates game. So
Great.
she knows that that's all of it.
Yes.
It's a road trip. Everyone's in the car. We're playing and hanging out a little bit, probably going to get some fun food, do something dumb. And then I'm going to see a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
And even if one of them wants to leave after the 5th or 6th inning, one of the kids, right?
Yeah.
Who knows which one? And sometimes they hang for the whole thing. But even if they want to go, I think what a dad wants for Father's Day is stay till the 9th with me.
Yeah.
Like, I know you want to go and normally I'm all in, but this is the holiday where we stay all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to leave
What's
after the 7th inning
drive
stretch.
from Pittsburgh to Virginia?
No, it's like 4+ hours. It's like not a thing.
Oh, so are y'all doing it down and back in the same day, or will you spend the night?
I think we'll stay over. I think we'll stay overnight.
Yeah.
See some Pittsburgh stuff. Pittsburgh.
So cool.
People sleep on Pittsburgh. Fantastic city.
Great.
Incredible food. Great culture. Cool stuff to see. You can go and see Mr. Rogers stuff. You can see actual sets from Mr. Rogers and like
Adorable.
Henrietta the puppet and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
It like crushes you. You're like, you were my actual friend.
Yeah.
When I was little. Like you're my real friend.
Yes.
And there you are, King Friday.
Yes.
And the trolley, all of that stuff.
Great.
And they are a great sports town. One of my favorite things about Pittsburgh is that all their sports teams match. Penguins,
Brilliant.
Steelers, Pirates.
I would
Everybody
like to
wears black and
celebrate
yellow.
that entire city for that. Well done. If every city would be so kind as to let
Right.
everything match, you would still, guess what, cities? You'd still sell your merch. Don't act like you're losing merch over it. You're not.
It's such a unifying thing. Everybody is like yellow, black everywhere. Some people just have like stripes. It's just yellow and black stripes. You're like, oh, that's right. Every team. And it's so they have a bridge that's yellow.
Uh-huh.
Like
Fantastic.
a whole real bridge right in the middle of the city, painted Steelers / Pirates / Penguins / whatever yellow. It's the best.
Great. Okay,
Anyhow,
great. I'm so glad that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Father's Day, sweet. Mr. FD, is that too personal? What do you do? You
No,
give him a
we already
call?
did it. We did Mother's Day and Father's Day
Sweet.
together because we knew we were together
precious.
for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And I got my dad and my brother-in-law, the father of the Sammy, who I adore. I got them both these grill scrapers that I heard about on Search Engine, that podcast that I love so much.
Yep.
And they are, it's this guy is trying to make grill scrapers that are fully made in America. And he's trying to revitalize factories, particularly the specific factory in Alabama, because their average age of the person who works at that factory is 55. And what the guy is saying is the problem is not that we don't have the supplies to make things in the US. It's that we don't have the people with the knowledge anymore. And so we have to reteach the next generation how to make things. And so he's trying to do that. So I said, have my money. I would love to give these grill scrapers. We'll link to them in the show notes. So I'd love to give these grill scrapers to the men in my life because that is a cool, I like stuff like that. I like companies that go like, I see a problem, I'm going to solve it, but it's also, I'm going to solve it by you giving me money for something you actually want.
And the best part of that gift, the thing that dads want for Father's Day, is that you Googled a thing and you thought about it and you've got a story and like your dad has disposable income, I would imagine. I don't know. He's a man, has a haircut, like he has disposable income, right? Like
he wears
he's got
pressed khakis every day.
Right. My dude could buy his own grill scraper. What the touching part is that his girl took some time and Googled a thing and thought, my dad likes to grill. And he also likes stories of like revitalization and factories and over 55 in Alabama. He likes that was time.
Yeah, that's right.
That was care. That was love,
that's
right?
So
baseball and short. Yeah. It's innings 7 through 9.
Yeah,
Thanks for hanging
that's
out.
right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the last thing on your list?
June
19th, Thursday after Father's Day.
Okay, I will. I will have a new tattoo by then, so I will post on Instagram.
What?
But I've been trying for a year. I've found a tattoo artist that I love in Richmond, Virginia. By the way, one of the tattoo capitals of the world, and there's all these great artists. I find this guy, James Cumberland. I love his art. Love it. And he cancels on me the day before. It was November, because on the next post I see, it's like a GoFundMe. This fella goes through a cancer battle. And I'm like, oh no, are we ever? And the other day he emails me. He's like, hey, I'm back. Feeling better. Would love to have you. So getting a tattoo, but first real visible tattoo. So I have the little one on my arm there that not a lot of people see. Yep. But getting it right there.
Biceps, just front center. What are you getting? Are you going to tell us or we need to wait?
Yes, I can tell you. It'll be hard to paint the picture, but I love botanical tattoos. I love plants and flowers. And I'm having his version of our wedding bouquet tattooed. So it won't be the exact with all the stems and stuff, but the flowers and the colors.
That's really sweet.
Because I was like, I want to hold on to that. I want to see that. I want to be reminded of that. You know what I mean? I want to put sunscreen on that every single time I go outside for the rest of my life.
Right.
So.
I can't wait to see it. I'm adding that right now to our July conversation.
But I'm crossing into visible tattoo territory, which makes me a little nervous because everything about me says I'm going to eat 3 hot dogs, not do half the bun. You know what I mean? Everything about me says this is a slippery slope to being that guy.
Hey, listen, we'll see. If by that guy you mean the guy who has visible tattoos, great. Who cares?
Yeah. We'll see,
I love it.
Yeah, okay. I will.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, pal, we really did it
that's
today.
It.
What a joy.
That's it. I enjoyed chatting with you. Enjoyed catching up. And when I feel like TV show.
Oh,
somebody said, what TV show should have continued? Somebody said Studio 60.
A lot of people did. Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. Yeah.
Which was perfect. SNL plus Aaron Sorkin. It never took off. Yes. Perfect answer. I just wanted to tie that up because I feel like I want to make sure people know that we're tracking with the week to week.
I loved all those answers. Yes, I loved all those answers. Thank you for reminding me to tie up loose ends because Mr. F. Downs wanted me to tell you that his 1940 Ford was a deluxe coupe.
Neat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Man, do we have a question for this week? I know it's not an institutionalized thing, What tattoo would you get and where? Got to be careful with that one.
Yeah.
What old car would you
cars.
buy? If it was what impractical car?
What I hear how about this? What if we not talked about that you want us to talk about?
Great. You're better with these questions.
I'm not sure we'll do it, but you're welcome to ask us.
Yeah, no, go for it. That's great.
This
And do we have to have
anything.
a question?
This is an AMA, but it doesn't mean it's an answer me anything. You could ask us.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm an inch deep and a mile wide, or whatever the phrase is. You're not going to get to know me. I'm aloof.
Yeah.
I'm
If
like
this
Mary
is your
Poppins.
first episode, you're not going to realize what kind of questions to ask us. But if you've been around for a while, you're going to know exactly what kind of questions to ask us.
Yeah.
Eddie, I do want to ask you a question that I heard a friend ask this week. She was meeting someone new, and she said, "I've got to ask you the question I ask everyone. Would you rather live inside of a bear or have a bear live inside of you?"
Great question. I think I'd rather live inside of a bear.
Like
I think it'd be fun.
Style?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to explore the woods, basically like rent-free and fear-free.
Yeah.
And like be able to do cool bear stuff.
Yeah. Great answer.
Whereas I feel like I've already got a little bit of bear inside me, just in terms
of some dog in you.
Like if he's too hungry, maybe you got to stay out of the way.
So her answer is she has like a gummy bear sized bear that's a worker bear inside of her that goes around and repairs things.
Now that is just that is them taking gummies and being like, oh my God, bro. And then I'm like, no, I don't think that's what that's not the spirit of the question, but I understand. Yes. It's a fine answer. I didn't know it was on the table.
That's right. That's the thing about that question. This is my friend Eliza, who travels with me a lot. I'll give you her second question and then I will really let you go. Her second question is, you're a stalk of celery. Okay. And you walk up to a body of water. What happens next? That is such an asinine question.
Yeah, it's got no frame of reference for any.
So what happens?
Because my initial was just like sit and stare at the water and consider who I am and what it is, and that I'm made up of, because I'm celery, I'm basically 90% that. And what is the difference between us?
Perfect answer.
But then I can't even sit. I don't have a.
That's a perfect answer. No. It's
asinine. And you want to give me your quick bear inside of you? Are you inside of a bear?
I also like a little bear inside of me. I think I would like it to not be a gummy bear, but I think I do have a little bit of that. Like I like to think I'm tougher than I am sometimes. I mean, I got a sword tattoo in Israel because I want to tell myself I'm a girl with a sword. And so I like having a bear inside of me. I did not like that part of Revenant, the Leo DiCaprio movie where he was inside of a bear.
Yeah.
Didn't love that.
Yeah, I don't think we were supposed to. I think it was supposed to be gross.
Good point.
I don't think anybody was like into that.
No. So
Okay. Well, we've done the Lord's work today, Annie.
That's it.
Lovely talking to you.
Tell your girls hi for me.
I promise I will.
Thank you.
And go Braves.
Go Yankees. Go Braves. Go
Ooh,
Braves.
okay.
All right, go wash your hands, everybody.
Bye, buddies.
You guys, isn't he the best? I hope Eddie and I genuinely get to do podcasts all the way into heaven. I cannot wait. Come tell us your thoughts on this episode over at That Sounds Fun podcast. We also have a whole playlist of Annie and Eddie episodes in the show notes for you if you want to go back and listen anytime. I mean, are you ready to see this tattoo of Eddie's? I hope he has already posted about it. If you have any questions from this episode, you can drop them in the Q&A box on your Spotify app if you're a Spotify listener like me, or send them to us here on Instagram at That Sounds Fun podcast. We'll try to answer them there. If you need anything else from me, you know I'm embarrassingly easy to find. Annie F. Downs on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere you need me, that is where you can find me. And I think that's it for me today, friends. Go out or stay home. Do something that sounds fun to you, and I will do the same. Today, what sounds fun to me? Oh man, I'm ready for summer. I don't know about y'all, so I think I'm going to take a little walk outside because we start our summer episodes on Monday. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. We're going to kick off this summer officially with our friend, pastor of the pod for this year, Pastor Mike Kelsey. We'll see y'all Monday.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Check 1, 2 on the microphone. Annie F. Downs in your car to your home. Every week it's something new. A deep talk or an interview. She'll make you laugh, she'll make you cry.